come one, come all, spontaneous views. It's been a while since I sat down, dissected a video, and today is the day that I'm gonna get back on my grind. Sorry for the wait, but I'm back. Got a little bit of free time right now. I'm not gonna take up too much time, but I'm gonna be talking about. I'm gonna incorporate this Artemis so-called moon mission. Still trying to figure out what was the purpose of it. But I'm gonna highlight that a famous person that's gotten famous on YouTube, Charleston White, did a segment with Say Cheese TV, and he spoke about the moon landing. He spoke about NASA. He spoke about outer space. Before I begin, I'm just trying to figure out, why are we targeting or trying to get the opinion of someone when it comes to this subject like Charleston White? Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking his information, but when we're talking about NASA, when we're talking about the shape of the earth and all that type of stuff, how in the world can you get his opinion? But again, this is propaganda. Again, they're using someone that doesn't really have the knowledge to even begin to speak about this conversation. Now all of a sudden they're putting these people on a platform. I'm going to go through this segment. It's about 9 minutes. I don't know. I might chop it up. I'm obviously going to be stopping in the middle because it's going to be something he said that's going to just blow my mind. But let's begin. I'm going to dissect this video and we're going to conclude after this. Lego.
Have you seen the astronauts?
They lying. Yeah, y'all seen it. They ain't got no space shuttle riding on side of it recording it. They ain't got no drone they flying, showing us the outside footage of that motherfucker as they travel. They ain't got no camera in a satellite that's showing us that motherfucker just shot out.
And pardon the language.
But some niggas in some capsules looking in the camera. Yeah, I don't believe that.
Do you believe space is real?
No.
Okay.
How did they call back in the 70s? Up to space. What phone wrong up there? What phone wrong up there?
I don't believe the moon landing is real, but I believe space is real.
I don't believe man have left God's the firmament that sits over earth.
All right, and I'm gonna pause right there. Okay, so you already heard the I forgot the guy's name. I think his name was Sean. I forgot his name. Forgive me if I forgot his name, but he's asking a question. He says he doesn't believe the moon mission, but he believes in space. That doesn't make any sense. It's either or. It's no way you can believe in the moon mission, but then don't believe in space. So what did you think they had to go through space to get to the moon according to the globalist heliocentric model that they speak about? So I'm trying to understand that, but let's continue.
The man and the woman that was up there for what, almost a year last year that was stuck up there, where they at?
They were up there for like 4 months.
Longer, almost a year.
Yeah.
So, what's story?
Okay, I'm glad they brought that up. You're telling me that you had astronauts, and I remember this because I think they came back like right before Christmas or something like that. Obviously, they didn't go anywhere. Let's just keep that in mind. But for the sake of the argument, you're telling me that they were in space for a year. Again, let's think, people. How are these people communicating in space? Because keep in mind, if you're talking about being in space, there is no time. The only way you will have time or time zones is if you're on a region or on a surface of the earth. So if you're outside of the earth, how can you have time? So how do they know? I'm going to call my husband or wife. I'm going to call them up and say, hey, hi, what you doing for today? Why you don't never get conversations like that? Why we never get conversations of the astronaut safety? Why are they not worried about, man, I wonder if I'm going to make this journey? You're telling me that it was people that was in space for over a year And they had no problems going to the bathroom. They had no problems eating. Their family members was not worried because they're off someplace near Mars and Jupiter and they just out there chilling. But not once have you heard anyone from NASA, from the astronauts' family, talk anything about their safety.
Stories do they have to tell? Oh, dang, man, I don't think they're going up there.
What would it take to convince you that it's real?
When that motherfucker take off, it's a motherfucker following with a camera like they do me. Look at his ass go up there, y'all. And when they in space, they in the window saying, look at, say, what's up, nigga? And they in space, say, there you go right there. If they can't do that, they lying. They can do your car like that when you back up from space. They can show your car right there. So why they can't just show us something? They are everybody, like Star Trek used to do. Star Trek used to show the outside of the galaxy, and while it was floating.
That's what got our minds messed up.
Nah, niggas, nah, man. And then I think that's water. I think if you go up there, you come under there.
Wow, a lot of people think that's the ocean.
Yeah.
Space is the ocean.
I think if you go up there, you come from up under there. That's why everything lands in the water.
So you're pretty much...
That's a good point he made again. Now, he's making some key points, but I think during the latter part of the video, he's going to jump out the window. But let's harp on the thing he said before that about the space, about the rocket going up, and then we already know that they make a curve as it goes up in the air. You've never seen a rocket go straight up and go all the way up. Even if it starts curving, that's fine, but you've never seen it break the atmosphere. They edit the video and they change cameras all of a sudden to now the rocket is, you see the earth behind the rocket. It's all edited. This is all an edited version. There's at least 5 to 6 edits to when you see a rocket launch from the time that they're at the so-called Kennedy station, a station, whatever they at. I think it's in Florida, wherever they at. They have at least 5 to 6 edits where from that rocket going up, going so-called to space, it's edited at least 5 times. Another point that he made about once they get up there, that all they got to do is just turn the camera around. We've been asking for that for years. Why is it so hard for the actual? Let's briefly, before I start the video again, the Katy Perry, Gayle King fiasco. Jeff Bezos, that's his name. We already knew that was cat. But isn't it strange to when they was up there, they never panned their phone out the window? Me personally, if I was in space, I wouldn't even sleep. I would have my phone on charge all day, and I'm just out the window, and I'm sending stuff back to my peoples back on Earth. Have you ever seen anything like that? Has anyone seen anybody that was in the cabin send photos from their cell phone to their family members to say, hey, look at that star, because you're supposed to be a little closer to the star, right? So, hey, look how that star looks. Look how that looks. You're supposed to be showing us constellations. Why we don't see that? Oh, but you probably can't see that in space. Why you can't just pan your camera or your phone camera around and just, why we not getting that?
They're saying we're the only people in existence. There's no other planets. So what is the sun? Where's the sun come from? The sun is the most powerful thing in the universe.
Yeah, it is. God created the sun. But this is what I'm saying. Who been up there?
You told Mom to send her prescription to Amazon Pharmacy.
Excuse for the
She
ad.
didn't.
I mean, it's astronauts that have stories that, you could check in. They have interviews about it. They
I
tell
know
the
some
stories.
type of niggas got some good motherfucking stories.
Right.
Sound good, believable and everything. But nigga, they'll tell us anything.
So is the earth flat? Are you one of them type niggas?
No.
So it's round.
I don't know what it is. I just know when I fly, I see a oval existence when the plane do this and they do that.
Oh, okay, pause. No, you do not see any type of oval anything. For one, all airplane windows are curved at the end. It's done like that on purpose. All I'm saying is if nothing is obstructing your eye vision, let's just say, I know this would be impossible, but you had a plane with no windows, or if the windows were flat instead of curved, because the windows are curved for a reason, for you to give you that illusion that you're seeing a curve at the end, which is not. But let's just say the windows are flat. You're not going to see any type of curve. Let me ask a question for people. You're so fascinated with the earth being round, yet you've never seen curvature. I don't care if you go to the beach. If you go to that beach and look on that shore, if you're standing on that shore and you scan your eyes from the left to the right or right to left, you know you do not see any curvature. Now, they've gassed you up to think, oh, well, the curvature is going to be from your eyesight up to where the horizon is at. And if you don't see the bottom of a boat, oh, that's curvature. No, that's a wave. It's a wave. It's not, just like you have waves come into shore. You don't think they have waves in the middle of the ocean? That is why you can't see the bottom of a boat or a ship or any type of cargo vessel that's in the water. Come on, man. Like, are we really thinking, or are we just accepting what NASA tells us?
You should be able to see a cliff somewhere. This be look like it's a ball in the sky. So I be looking out the window trying to.
It looked like a ball.
I think people that's trying to figure out if the world flat
This what I want
around, they miss out on a lot in life.
Whoa.
I don't give a fuck if this bitch flat or round.
Whoa. Now that's the part that I want to get to. He said that people that want to believe that the earth is flat or round are basically wasting their lives away. Let me tell you something about me. I'm not wasting my life dealing with flat earth or not at all. If anything, it gave me more enlightenment to life. It gave me more of a purpose in life, if anything. But to say people are just wasting their time, they don't have nothing to do with themselves, they're just all over the place, and that is an illusion, or that is a conclusion from a person that's now quote unquote made it, and now they feel like they could just say anything they want to say because they didn't take the time or feel like they wasted time dealing with this topic. So now he feels entitled to say, hey, people that want to believe that the earth is flat or round, they're just wasting their whole lives. No, homie, I don't know about you, but with me, I'm not wasting my life. It's actually enlightened me in so many ways.
I ain't going that far to find out. But just from my observations, the motherfucker look round in the sky. It look like we're in the ball.
So at night, when you see the black stars in the sky, what is that?
Well, you don't see black stars. You see the darkness behind the stars.
As a kid, I believed in this star shit. Nigga, yeah, but nigga, I ain't had a telescope to look. Nigga, I think that's a screen now. I think they can put anything up there.
A projection. I've heard that before.
That is space. That's crazy.
I've heard that the sky is a projection, and it could be. It's also that the sun that we witness in our atmosphere may not be the actual sun. It could be the reflection of a sun. Excuse me. We don't know. All I know is when these crazy people talk about seeing two suns in the sky, stop it. That just lets me know that you guys are not doing any type of research at all. This Nibiru fiasco, stop it. There's nothing ancient about that has nothing to do with. There's no two suns. It's a reflection, people, off of the firmament. That's what a rainbow is. It's a reflection of the firmament. The layers it's like a topographical field. Earth is at the center, and it goes up, up. These are all layers, and it's 7 layers. That's why the rainbow has 7 colors. It's layers. When you so-called think you seeing 2 suns, it's just a reflection of the actual sun. That's all it is. It's not 2 suns. People think they grab information and they sound more stupid than anything. And it frustrates me because all it do is it muddies the water. It convolutes everything that people like me are trying to accomplish. When you got people out here thinking that we got 2 suns.
My mind can't conceive it. Just like I don't.
So you definitely are one of them type of niggas. You have to really see it to believe it. Yeah. You can't be told anything.
That's me too.
I don't think heaven or hell is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that all that shit made up. Space, heaven, hell, the abyss. Because man have not been to the bottom of the ocean.
No.
He don't know what's up at the over that motherfucker. And you want me to believe he done been up there? Both pressures are the same.
And let me get back real quick to what he was saying. I don't want this to skip my mind. When he talked about, he said that it's nothing but water at the top, and when if they go down, they come up, or vice versa. If you talk from a biblical standpoint, that's exactly what we're doing. I mean, that's exactly what the earth formation is all about. If you go to Genesis, I think it's 1 and 6. It talks about the creation. It talks about God separating the waters from the waters. Now, you could get a little bit more deeper, and you have to go to a Hebrew translation, because that's the oldest book in the Bible. So when you go to a Hebrew translation, it deals with certain words that means different things. So when he says separate waters from the waters, well, first you have to go to a Strong's dictionary or a Strong's concordance and see what did the word water mean in that time. See, we get confused about the words in the Bible from the Old Testament and New Testament because there's 2 different translations. So when we do that, it kind of, we put everything together. For example, the word Egypt. The word Egypt is looked at as a place in the New Testament. But in the Old Testament, the word Egypt means being in bondage. I guess people probably didn't even know that. So when you read the Old Testament, when you read the New Testament, or even if you read the Old Testament and you're looking at this word Egypt, you're thinking of a place. You're not thinking, okay, well, Strong's Concordance is for the Hebraic, if I'm saying it right, translation. That means bondage. It has nothing to do with the landmass. Well, for one, that landmass wasn't always called Egypt. Egypt is a Greek word. That landmass was called Kemet. And it was probably something like that before that. They've changed the name so many times. But when we're dealing with the Bible, the point that I'm trying to make before I start the video back is that there's certain words that needs to be translated, or you need to find out what the translation is before you go spewing stuff out on the internet, not knowing what you're talking about.
When you go out to the atmosphere, the shit goes falling off, boom, 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 from what it says, because of the heat, the ferment, same thing under that water. I don't believe them niggas died in the submarine.
Nah. That was all cap too.
I think our technology should be able to show us everything that we have doubts about. Because they can show us everything we have doubts about. They releasing shit, nigga, worth some black Madonnas.
What's the benefit of lying about space, though? I don't see a benefit in lying to us about space.
To create a government agency to make money, to place money. NASA is what really spies on the American population. So, same reason we lied and said that we have weapons of mass destruction that was found over here, came with an attack and created a new entity called Homeland Security, FEMA. What you mean why?
Damn.
More power, more control. One world government.
So, okay, so aliens. You think you think aliens are real?
I think an octopus is alien. I think a shellfish is an alien.
I like his answer.
Because that's what they look like they give us in the movies, the shit that's under the water.
So everything with you goes back to the ocean.
Goes back to the ocean.
Yeah.
Goes back to the ocean. How we gonna go explore? So we ain't even explored all the space. We ain't even touched a portion of the ocean. So how can we create something to go way up there, nigga? That when it goes through, it's so goddamn hot, shit go to fall, boom, 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 boom. And every time you go up there, something wrong. Something happens. But if you go under there, you immediately, it's over with. And can't nobody go down there and go get the evidence. Don't nobody know if nigga Bin Laden was thrown in the river and it was the real him. We don't know that Pete looking Epstein motherfucker playing on us in plain sight, that he really Epstein playing like he Tampa Bay Pete.
Yeah, well, that's crazy. Do you feel like that's really Epstein?
I know it is. Homie, our government is becoming that bold.
Yep.
They're becoming that bold because you have to.
And not only are they becoming bold, they know most of the American population is gullible. They could pull stuff off on us now with ease. And they know you're not going to really question it because we just gullible. You know what I'm saying? Look what they did with everything else. I'm not really trying to, talk about on this video. I'm trying to keep it to a flat earth topic. But yeah, come on, man. Like it's a lot of deception in the world to the point to where it's hard to believe the truth, and the truth has become the lie, and the lie has become more believable than the truth.
To realize they think the average person is either dumb or misinformed.
Yep.
That's what they rely on to stay in power for 30, 40 years. They don't rely on the informed voter, it's the misinformed, the uninformed. So, of course, they'll give us a bunch of shit. This news will give us this, this news will give us this, this news will give us this. We're in an information age, so everybody's giving information, but we don't know what's what because there's too much information out there. We just go pick.
And I just spoke about that. They're muddying the waters now. Even if you have somebody that's trying to give good information, I mean well with these certain individuals, but you're just muddying the waters. You're mixing stuff up, and and people like me that are really trying to focus in on the actual truth of things can't really get to it because you have people that's just saying anything just to get clicks and views.
What feel right, what sounds right, with no evidence and no proof. Man, listen, who know Pete? And where ain't went to his house and got his family?
From the same city.
Same city.
Okay. So they going into a whole nother topic. I'm not trying to put this Pete guy into this video.
You think complains into the motherfucker and then came back and said we shot the other one down and we ain't even see that one, man. At this point, nigga, I think everybody playing. Yeah, I think that's Pete. I mean Epstein.
Yeah, so let me conclude this video. This video has, 4 weeks, it's almost at 100K. But that's 100,000 more people that's heard this video and probably is going to agree with half of what Charleston White is saying. Now, I'm going to keep it real with you. There was some stuff that he said that I agree with. The part of what he's saying as far as like the firmament, it could be water up there. Of course, we're not going to know what it is because, again, you have to look at the translation and you have to look at it's an obvious barrier. This is how I'm going to conclude this. If people think that you're on a spinning ball, right? And this spinning ball doesn't have a barrier, like you don't have anything that's separating or keeping your atmosphere to the earth, of a spherical object, then you are seriously indoctrinated. That's the best way I can put it. Like, I'm trying to find other words to use. I'm not trying to act like I know everything, but I've been on this topic now for well over 7-8 years, and I've already concluded that the ground that I walk on is stationary. Only thing that I'm saying is that the ground if I go outside at night and I look up and I look down at the ground that I'm walking on, I know that it's not millions of miles in between the ground that I'm walking on, and when I see that star, it's millions of miles away. I'm not going to be able to see that with my naked eye. I don't need a telescope to look at a constellation. I don't need it. I can go outside at night around 9:30, 10 when it really gets dark outside, and I look at the ground that I'm walking on, and I just look straight up to the nearest star that I see. There is no way that star is millions of miles away from me. So I'm going to conclude the video like this. I appreciate him even asking Charleston White these questions. I just hope a lot of people will still wake up or question, because you don't have to follow. You don't even have to follow what I'm saying. But I know what I'm saying makes more sense than what a lot of people are saying. So just to conclude, outer space is fake. There is no such thing as space. Like, it's getting to the point now where this Artemis space mission was all cap. They didn't go nowhere. If you look at the video, you could clearly show that they had baskets that was on zip lines that were leaving. As soon as the so-called rocket was going up, you saw baskets going I think it was to the left. If you're looking at it on the screen, it would have been to the right if you would have been on it. But anyway, it doesn't matter. They didn't go nowhere. The only thing they spoke about when they was up there was space food. Why didn't they elaborate on the safety? Why didn't they give you camera footage? Why, when they came back so smooth at 25,000 miles an hour? And on top of that, they so-called said that capsule that they were in was burnt, but yet the NASA symbol was still blue. It's all cap, man. There is no such thing as outer space. And welcome back. I'm welcoming myself back because I'm about to be back on my grind with this topic, especially with this Artemis 2 thing that they did, which is all cap. And they did not go to space. Sorry to inform you guys, but it never happened. So, once again, it's Come One, Come All, signing out. I'm going to check you guys out later.